Hey guys, welcome to Lanie Cooks. This is going to be a quick and short segment on how to make crispy Banh Xeo. Banh Xeo is also known as the sizzling Vietnamese crepes. Stay tuned. Okay, so for my secret on how to make Banh Xeo, I'm going to have a full video one day on how to make the recipe from beginning to end. But because for those of you who already know how to make Banh Xeo, but you have that troubleshooting problem of making it come out crispy, I've been getting a lot of requests of how do you make it crispy, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Again, this is not going to be the full recipe from beginning to end. This is just to show you how to get that crispiness. So normally I would use a cast iron skillet, but if you get something good like this metal here is very good. This is my Calphalon I got from Marshall's with about a $16 buy, but this is the best pan to make Banh Xeo in. You can use anything that's non-stick, that would work too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crank my fire up to about a 5. We want to hit this pan up real good, get it nice and hot. That is a big thing. Do not make Banh Xeo on a pan that is not hot. You want it to get this nice and hot before you add oil or add your meats. And then I'm going to show you step by step on how I get mine nice and crispy. I have here already prepared some onion, some shrimp and pork belly that's already been cooked. If you're the kind that likes to make it where it's still raw, that's fine too. But again, this is a short video on how to make Banh Xeo crispy. And then I have my batter here with some green onions in it. Give it a nice mix. And then I also have oil, vegetable oil for my Banh Xeo. So once this gets nice and hot, I do this a lot, put my hand over just to see, you know, how hot it's getting. But again, the important thing is make sure your pan is nice and hot. Don't throw stuff on here when it's not ready yet, because your Banh Xeo will mess up. So I got my little plate here to put the Banh Xeo on when I'm done. And then I'll even show you guys how I eat it. So stay tuned, keep checking on my channel for the complete recipe. I will post that one day. We just recently had Banh Xeo, so this is why I have all this. And because I posted a Banh Xeo recipe before the picture, everyone's asking like, how do you get yours so crispy? So I figured I would just do a quick one on this so that it's not too much for you guys who know how to make Banh Xeo already. Alright, okay, so my pan's nice and hot. The trick to this, guys, is do not add oil to your pan first, because that will make everything soggy. So I'm going to, I bought this neat little gadget here. This is where I keep all my oil when I make Banh Xeo. So it comes with a little brush too. Alright, we're going to save that. What we're going to do first is we're going to add our shrimp and pork. Again, there's no oil in here, guys. It's just going to be my meat and my shrimp. You can tell the pan's nice and hot because it's sizzling here. Okay. And normally if I make this for my husband to eat, he just eats meat. And there's no topping, no nothing. But because I'm going to make this one nice and full, I'm going to add onions to it. Now that I'm pregnant, I don't really eat a lot of bean sprouts because you're not supposed to eat sprouts while you're pregnant. So that's why you don't see bean sprouts in this. But technically for the filling, you guys can add whatever you want. And since everything's nice and crispy, nice and sizzling, I'm going to go ahead and add my batter. Make sure you give it a nice mix in case any of the chunks at the bottom tend to collect there. Alright, so I'm going to hold my pan. We're going to take about a spoon of this. If you like your Banh Xeo thin, don't add too much batter. I like mine with a little bit of a thickness to it, so I'm going to add it here. I'm going to swirl it around real good. Add a little bit more right here. Alright, again, you guys, there's no oil as of right now. I'm going to put it back on here. We're going to take a lid and we're going to cover it up. and we're gonna let it cook. Now I'm gonna crank my fire down to about between a 4 and a 3, which is on medium high heat still. Before I had it on high. So we're gonna crank that down. We're gonna let this cook. So the inside will cook for about a good 4 to 5 minutes, and then we're gonna lift it back up. Then I'm gonna add my oil, and that's the secret to getting it crispy. I'm gonna add my oil around the pan and let it go underneath, and then we're gonna cover it back up and let it cook for a few more minutes, take it out, and then fold it over, and then you'll see how crispy it is. Again, the pan's important. Cast iron skillet or a good metal like this one. And then don't add oil at the beginning of your cooking. And then over here, once I have my Banh Xeo cooked already, I'm going to show you how we eat it. The region where I'm from is from Da Nang in Vietnam, which is like the central region of Vietnam. We tend to eat ours with rice paper, and some people don't. Some people just put it in some grains here, wrap it up, and then that's how they eat it. They dip it and eat it. But where we're from, we eat it with spring roll paper. It keeps everything nice and neat, and that's how I've always liked to eat it. Even if I went to a restaurant to get it, I always ask for this, and sometimes they'll look at you weird like, okay. But if they know where you're from, they'll give this to you in some water. And I'm going to show you guys how to put it together and how we eat it. So here I have some turnip greens. You can use turnip greens or mustard greens. And I have lettuce here. You can use either or. But this gives it a nice crunch, so I like to use that. And we have cilantro and cucumbers. It's simple now because I don't have all my ingredients I need. But you can add mint to it. Bean sprouts, I said, you can do that too. And then I have my dipping sauce here, which is my Nick Mum. If you guys want the recipe to this, I already have a video out. Click on the link above to the right, and you'll get the full recipe of my fish sauce. And this is for Banh Xeo. And you can also use it on fried fish. Alright, so back over to our pan. Normally, if I'm cooking this, I have two pans going back and forth. And so, as you look at it, it's already nice and brown. This is where my neat little gadget comes in. This was such a good buy for me. I'm going to take this and we're going to swirl it around the pan. Here we go. And don't worry about like, oh my gosh, there's so much oil, but this is how you get it nice and crispy. And if you get a lot of oil at the end, you can always put this on a paper towel and just let it soak and drain, guys. So don't worry about the oil. Banh Xeo is supposed to be oily and greasy anyway. That's why you get sick of it fast because of this. Alright, so as you can see, all the oil there is nice and crispy. I'm going to go ahead and close it and let it cook for a few more minutes. And then we are going to get our little spatula, and I'm going to fold it over, and you can see how nice and crispy it's going to be around the outside edges. As you can already see, it's already turning brown. But once we flip it over, it will have a nice golden color and it'll have a nice crunch to it. So again, important. Pan, do not add oil at the beginning. And then make sure you watch your fire, because this can easily burn. So again, right now I have it on medium-high heat. And if it's any lower than that, it's not going to get crispy. Any higher than that, it's going to burn too quick. So watch your fire. And the reason why I covered it back up after I put the oil, because I want the inside to finish cooking still, and then we're going to let the outside get nice and crispy with that oil. And then once that's done, we are going to flip it over. Alright. Let's take a look at it. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Alright, let's see. And if you do this on a cast iron skillet, you guys, if it's still sticking to your pan on a cast iron skillet, it's a sign that it's not ready. Because cast iron skillet, it will release it once it's nice and cooked. This I like better because it shows you that it's done. Look how beautiful that is. We got a nice golden bottom. It's nice and cooked. As you can see how crispy it is. Can you see it? Can you see that right there? Nice and golden. This is the trick, you guys. Like I said, don't add oil at the beginning of your pan. I learned this the hard way. I used to add oil at the beginning, then I put my meat on top, then my batter, and then I realized it's either cooking too fast or it's gonna get real soggy. And then this is my new trick. I don't add oil till later at the end of the cooking process, and look how crispy this is. All right, so I'm gonna take this one, I'm gonna transfer it to my plate and let it sit on the paper towel for a bit. Okay, nice and crispy. All right, so as you can see, the excess oil got absorbed into the paper towels. If you like it greasy, don't put the paper towels, but I don't like mine too greasy, so I went ahead and let it sit on the paper towel for a little bit. I'm going to show you how to assemble it real quick. I have my spring roll paper here, the Banh Xeo. I just put it in the water to wet it up, and then it's sitting on this. If you guys can find this plate right here, it's amazing. It's made specifically for spring rolls. So this is how I assemble mine. I put lettuce here, or the mustard greens, or the turnip greens, and then I get myself some cilantro. This is exactly how I like to eat it. Okay? And then you can put lettuce on there if you want to, but I'm just going to keep it nice and simple. If one is too much for you to roll and eat, you can always cut it in half and just eat half. But I'm going to go ahead and use a whole one. And our paper is nice and soft. So I'm going to fold this over twice. And then we're going to fold it over again like this. Roll it. Fold the insides in. My husband rolls way better than I do, but this is what you'll get. Alright guys, so here is our Banh Xeo wrapped into rice paper, and then here's my nick mum that we're gonna eat it with. And this is like one of my favorite foods. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave any comments in the section. And if there's any other videos you guys would like to see, just let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Crispy.